What's up, beautiful people? How we doing, my fruitful farmers? Lego. I know it's not 5 here, Mountain Standard Time, but it is 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. So it's still live at 5, even if it's not here yet. But anywho, how y'all been? How have y'all been? How y'all doing? What's up? What's goody? Um, a lot has been going on in my life. And I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to start, to be honest. Ugh, trying to grab this book. Today I had a lot of stuff going on this morning, and then I ended up being able to meet up with my mentee, and I took her to. We went to Barnes and Nobles today, and she's been talking a lot more about wanting to know about the Bible and stuff like that. So this trip was for us to go get her a Bible, get her some type of devotional study guide type situation. And we did that, and I'm so happy that I was able to do that for her. Got her a manga book and everything, right? So I was so happy I was able to do that for her. Um, like stuff like that. A lot of this stuff comes out of my own pocket, but these are just examples of what your donations, if you're asking, like, why is this business asking for donations? This is not a nonprofit. It isn't. But the work that I do with, especially with the teens, a lot of their families don't have these resources in order to get them the things that they need. And in order to give my teens experiences and give them things that will help them, your donations help. And so I'm just blessed that I was able to do this for her. I did end up picking up a book. See, I went in there and had a list of books that I wanted to get, right? I like my book list on Amazon is so long, it's ridiculous. And who knows, I may share it just in case y'all want to be generous, because a lot of those books that I have in my book list is for life coaching purposes. Like, as a life coach, we have to stay in the position of a student, because we have to be constantly learning things. And so reading different books, getting different perspectives from a teen perspective, adult perspective, not a non-religious perspective to a religious perspective, it all helps me to do the work that I do. And so I went in there, and I had, again, my list of books. I was definitely trying to look for The Basement by Tim Ross. I haven't been able to find it in Barnes and Nobles, where we were at, and I haven't seen it in Target, because I know it was in a couple Target stores. Haven't seen it out here in Denver, Colorado. So I don't know if just they didn't order it. They didn't order enough or nothing like that, but it looks like I'm just gonna have to order off of Amazon, because I was waiting. That's why I was waiting. Like, I was like, oh no, I want to actually go to the store and purchase it instead of having to wait to have it shipped and everything like that. But I should have just did the pre-order. I should have. I should have. I admit, as a basement dweller, I should have just did that. But but I plan on getting that book and guide, because I definitely feel like that will also help with coaching and just making disciples and so forth. So that's that. But I did pick up this book, Joyce Meyer's Blessed in the Mess: How to Experience God's Goodness in the Midst of Life's Pain. Study guide. And this, I just feel like I'm not in a messy state point in my life. I feel like a lot of things are shifting and transitioning for me right now. And even though my life is not a mess, everything around us in this world that we're living in today is, okay. It's a hot mess. And so I was looking through it, and most of these things are like questions and stuff like that. And if you've never been to a coaching session, a lot of my job is to ask the right questions. And so I thought this would be very helpful. Joyce Myers, I have read several of her devotionals and books, and she's always been a solid author and just, person in the word and just a Bible teacher. So I love her work. And so maybe this could be a part of you all's um OCD challenge, obedience, consistency, and discipline challenge. If you like, I feel like this will help a lot of people, and I feel like it's gonna help me just get some more tools. And so I'm excited to get into that. Um, but the OCD challenge, if you didn't see the clip of the OCD challenge, let me explain. OCD OCD. OCD is obedience, consistency, and discipline. All right. Um, these are the top three things that I feel that you need in order to be successful in any area of your life. Okay, you got to obey, and you got to be consistent in the thing before you get disciplined in the thing. That's just my logic. Okay. Um, and so me and my best friend last year we did something similar. It was called Pray Fast Give, and we spent a month in prayer, spent a month fasting, and a month giving. Now, of course, a lot of these things, just like fast, pray, and give, coincide with one another. So you, throughout the month of obedience, which is April, may do some things that fall in line with consistency and discipline. It all interlocks, okay? And so um, but we're going to spend the month of April for obedience, May for consistency, and then June, April, May, June, yeah, June for, and then June for discipline. And for the month of April, a lot of my videos and contents will be on obedience because, first off, again, I'm trying to get things back to its original intent. A lot of people, especially in educational spaces, they try not to use words like obedience or discipline because they feel like those words turn kids and teens off. Understandable. But in my thought and what I've been learning is just that no, we need to get back to the original intent of things. Like, I'm not trying to offer up a counterfeit just for you to feel comfortable. No, you need to get uncomfortable. Um, it's a part of growth. Like, when you're uncomfortable, that means you're growing. Okay. If you feel like everything is just supposed to be easy and smooth sailing, there's no life where that exists. Okay. There's no life where that exists. And so I'm just trying as a coach to get back to its original intent. And that's a this is kind of sidetracking, but it kind of falls in line with this. But that's the whole reason why I still call myself a life coach. I know a lot of people have different titles for life coaching because they know that the term life coach itself is a turnoff to individuals. Why? Because there's been a lot of fake people on this internet and throughout this career that has been fake, phony, profiting off of people and their pain, um, and not knowing and not doing right, period, and taking advantage, right? And I'm just one that's not with it. Like, no, I am a life coach, and I want it to be that. I want it to be that. I'm not going to create another name. I'm not that. I am a life coach. I am an educator, and I'm a speaker. Regardless if I speak the best or not, I am legit those three things, and I can put other things on it. I'm a leader. Okay, I'm a mentor. I'm all these things, right? And I could probably come up with a name that fit all of those things in one, but it's just at the end of the day, um I think if I was to put a title on for everything, I'm just a teacher. I'm just here. I don't teach the way people teach in the classroom as much, but I am a teacher. I'm trying to give people knowledge. I'm trying to help people understand um, what's really important. And I just feel like that is so needed. What's really important, I feel that that's what's missing in today. And so The fruits for life coaching, Galatians, that's why is that, um, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, self-control, those things, though the fruit of the spirit is what matters most. That's what you want to see flourishing. But in order to get those things, a lot of obedience, consistency, and discipline is required. And so I feel like this is a great challenge, and I hope you all will join me and the fruitful farmers on this journey as we embark on it in the next 3 months. I feel like if you dedicate the next 3 months to the obedience, consistency, and discipline, then you're going to be on the right track. So, just in case you missed it, let me see if I can bring it up, because y'all know I take notes on everything with my videos, everything like that. I take notes beforehand. So just in case you missed it, in the caption of my last video talking about the O.C.D challenge, I wrote some questions that you need to reflect on in order to help you get ready for the obedience month in April. So here are a couple. How would you define obedience in your own life? What areas do you find it challenging to be obedient in, and why? Okay, so that's one. Two, how do you demonstrate obedience in your relationship with your family members, friends, and authority figures? Are there areas where you struggle with submission or respecting authority? Now, teens, that might be something that y'all deal with, but I know adults that deal with it too. Like, y'all don't like uh, taking, uh, taking, um, direction. That's the word. Y'all don't like taking direction from anybody else, not your boss, not anybody like that. That's why you see a lot of entrepreneurs, but that's why you also see a lot of entrepreneurs fail, because if you can't, I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not even gonna go there. But those who know. All right. Um, Three, what in what ways do you practice obedience through serving others selflessly? Because that is the fruit of the spirit. That is a part of the living a fruitful life. Like, God calls us to love him and to love others. Okay, and so what are you doing to serve others and be there for other people? So that's that. And then one of the last questions I asked was, as you think about your future goals and aspirations, how do you ensure they align with God's plan for your life? What steps can you take to surrender your ambitions to God's will fully? All right. So that was those questions, but definitely go back to the O.C.D challenge video that I posted on yesterday to check it out. Read the caption to get these questions and go over that. But really, I want y'all just for the next I think there's 2 weeks until we get started, or less than 2 weeks before we get started on the obedience challenge portion of this O.C.D challenge. And I just want y'all to pray, ask God, seek him, and really um, be silent, be still in order to hear what God is trying to tell you on what areas in your life that you need more obedience in. What has God been telling you to do or asking you to do that you haven't done yet? So, want to do that, right? So that's the O.C.D challenge. What next is coming up that I would like to do is two things. Okay, I have an idea for Men's Mental Health Month, which I believe is in June. Men's Mental Health Month is June. And for Men's Mental Health Month, I really want to do an event where we celebrate men. Okay, the men in our lives that have been great role models, great fathers, whoever the case may be. But I want to put on a men's event, have a couple men speakers, but I definitely want some women there that can pour and talk life into the men. And I don't know, a while back, maybe a month ago by now, I talked about how in the church a lot of sermons are focused towards the women when it comes to relationship and what the women need to do. But there's a lot of myths. But if the man is the leader, he's the head, he's the one that is ahead of the woman, okay? Then we need to have more conversations on what it is to be a godly man, a man that who is a leader, a man who is a provider, that type of thing. Because nowadays, women, okay, take your accountability, women, and these young girls out here and young ladies, they are out here thinking that the only thing they're presenting that the only thing a man needs to have is money, okay, and take care of them, and then the rest, it don't matter what else he does. But like I said, if in my last in the last Bear Fruit podcast, is that if you're not trying to connect with the heart and the mind of a person, then you're losing already. Like, you're losing. Okay, money is important. Yes, a person, the man and the woman that you that you are with should be able to provide for themselves, should be able to take care of themselves. All right. And then when you come together, that's just y'all bring it together and y'all take care of one another. All right. It's not just one person do this and one person do this, because y'all want all these traditional roles, but you're not a traditional person. So we're not we're not doing that. Okay. So I really want to do a men's event where that is happening here in Denver, Colorado. And I have two people that I'm going to be reaching out to. I have some meetings in the this week and next week where I'm talking to people to see how we can get that going for June. Um, because I really want to do that as an event. If that doesn't work, then I'm just going to put out another challenge, which is that regardless where you're from, my hope and desire is to have women specifically. I want women, calling on women and some men, depending. But I really want women to go out. I want women to go get flowers from local flower shops, okay, and pass them out to men, okay, whether it be on the street or men in their lives and stuff. I want them to pass it to men with an encouraging note, something that's uplifting, and just again pouring into our men. Okay, we can't keep complaining about the men being horrible and men not doing what they're supposed to do and everything like that. We as women, we are men's helper, and so as a woman, as a true woman, okay, I'm telling you, we got to stop complaining. If you want to see change, you got to do something different. You just can't complain. So therefore, let's encourage, let's help our men be better. But half of y'all don't know how to do that without doing the other stuff, okay, which is getting in a relationship, getting in toxic situations, and so like we really, which I'm going to talk about this on another note because this happened with my one of my mentees as well. But we have to learn how to. Everything has been so intertwined when it comes to relationships that where the world has made it um, really hard for men and women to realize that they can have a healthy friendship, right? Without the sexual stuff in it. Like, men and women can be friends, y'all. Men and women can be friends without all the sex and all that coming into play, right? They can. They can. If you believe otherwise, then I'm not going to go into that right now, but they can, right? and but some of y'all don't know the difference between a good friendship and what a good partner is, and so we got to separate those, which I'll talk about in the future, okay? But we definitely got to talk about that. But that's what I'm hoping for June. And then like in August, like right before school starts again, I want to do an event for parents and teens. Okay? because a lot of parent-teen relationships are suffering. They're they're just suffering, and they're going, um, and parents don't know what to do with their children, and kids just and teens just are trying to discover who they are and trying to get more independence, but that independence, y'all be rushing. Who y'all have nothing to rush. And I know I'm like, I can't really talk because I was the same way. I was like, man, I want my independence. I want to be out on my own. Everything. We all did it. We all did it. We all have done it. But y'all are rushing to absolutely nothing. And with being in education and being in the schools, I see parents come in every other week almost, and they're like, well, I got other kids I got to worry about, so I don't have time to deal with this child right now. I don't have time. Like, if he don't want to be in school, then he don't need to be in school. Then it's just what it is. Or they care about them working more than they do their schoolwork because they are providing for their home. What? And it's just, to me, it's just like kids, teens today and kids, they're not able to be kids, and that is sad. And so, um a lot of times, like, I do teen coaching, so I'm mainly with the teen, and I'm with them. I'm with them. I am with them, and I appreciate uh their honesty, because I can get a lot more out of them than I can from parents most of the time, because parents don't want to be seen in a bad light. And so, um I I want to do something that is going to be helpful for the family as a whole. And I think that would be a great thing to do right before school starts. And if I can get with some people that's willing to give out, like, school supplies and book bags and stuff like that, that would be dope as well. But definitely want to try those two events out. So that's what I'm working on, and have been trying to put together. Again, I'm meeting with some folks that could possibly help with these events, and so we're gonna see what happens. Um, Still trying to figure out if by the end of the school year next year, if I'm going to be moving. I definitely ask God to give me an answer if it is time for me to move on from Denver, by June. And I know that's like, oh, you gave Jesus a deadline, but it's not about that. It's just like God asked you to, God said pray and be specific. And so I was specific, like, by June, Lord. If this is going to happen by next time this year, then I need to know by June. Like, I have to know if I'm going to be staying or leaving, because that changes how I move forward here in Denver as far as business and stuff like that. Because now I have to set up and market and network and get things ready for wherever I'm moving to. And as y'all may or may not know, the job market is crazy right now. Like, there's a lot of um there are a lot of qualified applicants, okay, that are applying for same jobs, and hiring managers are not even getting through the pile of applications that come through for job positions, and therefore some it will take longer for me to get hired no matter how good my resume is. Okay, and so I have to start early, at least 3 months in advance, um in order to find a job. Again, relocating to a new place and all that type of stuff, getting my affairs in order. And so, that's just something I've been praying and seeking God on, as well. Uh, when it comes to other things, there's a lot of other things going on personally with me. But I'm not ready to talk about that yet, because it's just, there's nothing really to say about it yet. It's just, it's just there, you know. It's just there. But what I will say is that I am trying to get back in therapy. I was seeing a therapist back. I think my last session was back in 20 towards the end of 2021, 2022, going into 2022. And I thought I used all the vouchers because I went through. If anybody's looking for free therapy, sometimes the Loveland Foundation gives out vouchers for therapy. That's how I got into therapy with my therapist, and I was trying to go back to her, trying to go back to her, but with school, work, the business, like all my money is tied up. And usually I would have money still rolling in because I do lift and everything like that, but I haven't been able to drive due to all the other commitments that I have and the things, responsibilities I need to take care of. And so I don't have the funds at this moment to dedicate $200 per session to my therapist, and which stinks because I really don't want to have to find somebody new. Like, I have insurance. I could, find someone who takes my insurance and do it that way, which I might have to do. But I just was trying to avoid that, to be honest, because it's hard finding a good therapist, and I was thankfully able to find a therapist that I loved, and I felt like she understood and asked the right questions, and she knows my history all over already. So um, I really don't want to start with anybody new, but we'll see. But I definitely feel like I need to get back in therapy, and I went back and forth about it for a while now because I was like, well, do I really need a therapist, or do I need a different form of therapy or a coach? Um, because right now in my life, I just feel like I need more of a relationship dating type coach. Because I'm a whole different person than who I was when I last dated. Like, I can tell you right now, I don't know how to date. And that's why I don't date. And there's a plenty of reasons why I haven't been dating, because there's a lot of things that I'm still working out, as far as from even from when I got my divorce. So um I don't want to add anybody in my life right now into the mix when I'm not when I still have some things that I still need to work through. It doesn't make sense to do that just to be dating, because that's not me. Um and so I feel like I need something like that in order to help me navigate this new way of dating that I would need, because when I dated last, I was doing a whole bunch of stuff that doing a whole bunch of stuff that I shouldn't have been doing. So, trying to do that, and then, uh, yeah, I'm just trying to do that to make sure I'm good. Because one thing that um, I'm looking for a lot of things in it. I'm looking for a lot of things in a man, but I was reading. I spent like a month a while back. Let me go back to my phone. Uh, when are these back? Yeah, in 2023, last year in March. I spent March last year basically praying for my future husband, and um I was looking back at that, and just I have a collection saved of like videos and stuff like that I see that, like, that's the type of woman I inspire to be for my man, and that's the type of man want I want my husband, next partner, whatever the case may be, to be for me. And I was looking at those things this past week, and one thing I know for sure that I have to learn, which is kind of like the obedience part, it can go with the obedience thing, is that I have to stop initiating things. I'm such a go-getter, and like once I want to get something done, I want it done. Okay. And also I'm a go-getter when it comes to men. Like when I see something I want, like when I really see something I want, baby, there ain't nothing in the world that there ain't nothing where you can tell me that that won't let me go after him. Okay. But I'm learning that just looking at my past and looking at prior relationships and stuff like that, I've had to initiate a lot. Initiate the initial approach, had to initiate the conversations, the texting, and all that stuff. Like I'm done. I'm done, and I have to get out of that because I just say because most of the time when I do that, it's not like I'm not doing it. I'm not initiating because I just don't feel like dudes is not attracted to me. I'm not. It's not that. It's I've always been the type of person that don't allow what people do to change what you do. You know what I mean? Like just because somebody doesn't give me that love, the same love and the things, the reciprocation period, that's the word. Just because the person doesn't reciprocate the way that I want them to doesn't mean that I just don't do it. Like no, I'm still going to give you this. And that's just how I've always been. But at this point in my life, this grown age, okay, this grown age, I am looking for someone that can reciprocate, that can initiate, have like initiate the interact, like anything. And I think that's what will separate if this man is just somebody that's trying to really have sex with me or, play around with me or, play, just have me as a thing on the side or something like that, you know, or if he's serious about me. Like, I'm not doing it. I need a man that can approach me and talk to me direct and can initiate conversations and initiate a date, plan a date, all that type stuff. Like I need a man. Okay. I need a man. Okay, a real man. A real man. So yeah, I'm in a space because I feel like my mama and everybody else around me think that this is the year where I'm gonna find my man, and I'm like, I don't see it. And I'm like, I don't see that happening, like at all. Um, Not that because I don't want it, but I also know the word. Like again, I know the word and I know what it says. I know what I've done. As far as what took place, as far as my part in the divorce, and I could be single for life. And I think, and not to say that I want that for me, but if it happens, I gotta be happy with that. And every time when I think about that, I just think of Tracy Ellis Ross, because she's not married, and that girl is Tracy Ellis Ross is mother. Okay, she is mother. Okay, mother, mother, mother. Okay, she is a goddess. Well, I don't want to say that, but she is. She is beautiful inside and out. She seems like a real beautiful person with a pure heart, and she has fun and loves her life, and she travels and she does everything. And I ain't never not once seen a man on her arm. I know she's been in relationships, but I ain't never seen a man on her arm. And I don't feel like we will see one until someone comes correct. I think she's very much a private person, and until a man is to that level where she'll commit to him in that type of way of being married and stuff like that, she ain't showing nobody, and that's the type that's the type of level I'm on. Like y'all could y'all have trust me, like I've told y'all before, like I say a lot on here and I open up a lot about stuff that's going on with me and everything like that, but trust me, okay? Just because you don't see me with nobody don't mean I'm not talking to somebody or I'm not with or I may not be with somebody. Just trust, okay? Trust that. I'm to that point where like, yeah, nothing's going public unless no, just nothing's going public until I know for sure that it's legit, you know? And I learned that from my past and nobody I try to show y'all some of those glimpses in like my highlights on my IG, but I took it down because I was just like, no, this is weird. Uh, but I was trying to, but by me keeping up stuff that in regards to relationships that I had in my past, um, at first was to show that no, I'm just not like I can be what y'all call soft. I can be soft. I can be this woman who is in a relationship and everything like that. Like, because most people don't see me in that light, and it's just like I'm such a relationship girly. But I learned a long time ago that no, especially after the stuff that happened with the person I was with after my divorce, I was just like, nah, I'm done. I'm just done. Like just being in a relationship to be in a relationship. Like I gotta work on me. And so that's what I've been doing and that's what I'm gonna continue to do. Um and when God sees fit, I do believe that the man that is for me will come and do what he has to do. And that's that. But that is all I got for y'all for real this week. Again, I'm in school. I got homework to do right now, and I'm trying to get it done within the next hour or so, or before like the games get heavy into it. But the games start. March Madness is happening. All the content this week is around basketball. So hopefully y'all enjoyed the basketball analogy. Again, if you haven't looked at those shorts, reels and stuff like that, go back and check it out. Make sure y'all catch the Bear Fruit podcast. A new episode will be dropping next week. I believe this one is with my boy Adam Wheeler. Um, and so yeah, look out for that next Wednesday, 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. All right. I appreciate all of the support. I am still, um, I am still looking for clients. Bringing on, I, yeah, that's how I meant to say it. I am looking to bring on new clients still. Um, I will probably, yeah, I'm still looking to bring on some new clients. I got about 5 slots still available. So if you are interested, please hit up the website www.fruitsforlifecoaching.com. Make sure that you fill out the contact form or just go ahead and set up your discovery call with me so we can get started. Okay, I am so ready to help more people through their life journeys. And again, I know a lot of my content is around my faith, okay? And it may be too biblical for some of y'all, okay? But understand that that's not really how it is in in our sessions. Again, as a Christian life coach, which I don't even like saying that, but as a life coaching service that is based on biblical principles, okay, and biblical foundation, faith foundation, right? It is imperative for me, okay, to make sure that I am connecting the real life situations with Bible. Period. That's why you get a lot of Bible from me, because that's just how I live my life. And that's how I live my life. That's what makes sense to me. But again, I know how to do both. And a lot of my clients, you will be surprised, they're not Christian. They are a part of the LGBTQ plus community, right? Um, they have different belief systems than me. Like I I care less. I could care less of what your race, background, any of that. There's no bias here. All right. I'm not there's no bias here. I can help anyone who is willing to receive help. Just know that I am a person of faith. Okay? And therefore, in our conversations, yes, my faith is going to come up whether I quote a Bible verse or not. And so people got to be comfortable with that, just like I'm comfortable with whatever position and place that they're in their life. Like I just asked again for that reciprocation. Ask for the reciprocation when potential clients are coming my way. So that's that. I will catch y'all another time on the next Live to Five. All right. Love y'all.